creating deceptive rainbows in the headlight reflections. The wind stopped. The fog dampened the sounds. Suddenly, from within the fog, illuminating its floating veils, came a blurred glow, turning into a bright yellow moving ball of light. All the drivers turned. Out of the gloom there came something as mystically ominous as a halo around the sun, a sign of coming events so horrible that they could extract an inarticulate symbol from mute matter. An instant later, the terrible sensation vanished. Breaking in the heavy fog, the Moscow train quietly rolled up to the crossing. Its headlight shone brightly. A ball of light. It set off a chain of associations that led Kirill to the night of rain. A ball of light. The image was tied to Grandmother Lena. Kirill closed his eyes, trying to recall that stormy night long ago. He was a child again. He heard the announcement through the hiss of interference and the sing-song moans of radio waves. Forecasting a strong storm in the Moscow region with winds gusting to 80 kilometers per hour. That storm had been gathering for over a week, its heat oppressive and enervating. Grandmother Lena's joints ached, but she went out and set supports under the fruit-laden apple trees. It was a good harvest year, she said. She didn't remember that many apples ever, except right before the war, in June 41. And on the seventh day, when it seemed that the storm would dissipate, exhausting itself in a protracted warm-up, or bypass them, thundering beyond the horizon, the radio said in the morning, forecasting a strong storm in the Moscow region, with winds gusting to 80 kilometers per hour. Kirill did not believe the forecast. The sky was pale, the grass and branches lifeless. Even the water seemed to hunker down, weakened by the heat, and the forest brook moved listlessly. After noon, a blue-grey wall of clouds appeared in the distance. Seeing it, Grandmother Lena stopped eating, an unheard-of event, for she believed in finishing every task, movement, gesture, and phrase, and hurried into the garden to hide tools and things, telling Kirill to shut the windows tight, every single latch. Something happened with her that Kirill had never seen. It was as if ghosts of terrible, unimaginable catastrophes, wars, fires, floods, were nipping at her heels. His grandmother didn't rush around pointlessly. She picked things up with tight, precise movements, and the trajectories of her steps followed the shortest, most economical path, as if they had been calculated and rehearsed. She was taking her own possessions out of harm's way. The old pup tent she used to carry hay, the bench they used when picking gooseberries. A stray cat was rubbing itself against the porch, but she paid no attention to it. The invisible dome of her concern covered only people and people's things. Kirill ran through the rooms, checking the window latches. He came out on the porch, annoyed by Grandmother's anxious precautions. It was just rain. What was there to be afraid of? Then they secured the greenhouse beds. Kirill brought smooth stones to hold down the plastic, and their weight gradually made him internalize the power of the coming storm. When the cucumbers and tomatoes were covered tight, he straightened up and turned to look, and froze. The separate mass of clouds coming from the north was gone. The sky itself was changing color and materiality, as if a fatal and fast-moving gangrene were devouring the heavens. A violet tongue lashed out, as if from a snake's mouth, and licked something beyond the forest. There was a deafening thunderclap. The slowly rotating weather vane, made from aluminium at the military aviation factory, a gift from Grandfather's army friends, suddenly whined, its propeller humming and turning into a bright shimmering disk. The wind gently pushed against the walls. The window panes, reinforced by nails, moved and jangled. The tree crowns moved as one. The weather vane slowed down.